everybody, how's it going? It's a Daily Shooter, and today I've got a rifle that I've been meaning to review for a while now. This is the Mossberg 715T Talo edition in 22 long rifle. Now, the Mossberg 715T is basically just an offset of the Mossberg 702 Plinkster. If you look at the 702 Plinkster, which is just the basic model, you'll see kind of a lot of offsets of that. The 715, the 715T, the 715 Tactical, the Talo edition, things like that. All pretty much run off of the same receiver. It's usually just a difference in the stock, in the barrel, and some of the extra features. Now, what makes the Talo edition a little bit different is it has a much shorter barrel than a lot of the other models. This has a 16-inch barrel, and it's threaded, and you can see here that it actually comes with a standard A2 style flash hider. So it comes with that flash hider. You can always change that out, put a little compensator on there, put a different flash hider if you want, which is cool. It does have a crush washer, so it is removable. But this one right here does not come with any sights. So the things that make this different are basically it is on the standard 702 stock. Okay, so you have the standard stock, you have the standard 702 Plinkster receiver, but the differences are basically mostly contained in the barrel. Again, shorter barrel, 16 inches, threaded, and it doesn't have any sights. So no sights on the rear, and no sights on the receiver, no sights on the rear of the barrel itself, and no sights on the front of the barrel. So basically it's just completely blank, and you have to put something on top. So whether or not you want to run with a red dot sight or a magnified optic like you see here, some type of scope, that is completely up to you. It's kind of like a blank canvas. Now, the great thing about this rifle, and really the only reason that I bought this rifle, was for the fact that when I bought it, it was under $150. Under 100, I think I got it for $145, somewhere between $145 and $150. And when I was walking through Dick's Sporting Goods and I saw this thing, I actually just stopped right there and bought it because, to be honest with you, it's just hard to find anything in the gun world these days for that price, especially this much fun. So what we have here is a 22 caliber rifle that is just, it's basic, but it works. You know, it's not a Ruger 1022 by any means. It does have a pretty lightweight stock. This is just a very simple polymer stock. The stock is lightweight. The receiver seems pretty nice. I don't see any issues with it. It does have some pretty cool features, including a bolt hold open. So it will hold the bolt open on the last round, but you can also manually hold the bolt open. Let's see if I can get this on camera here. Now you can see there's actually an arrow right here, and you can see which way the arrow is pointing. So all you have to do is, if you don't have a magazine, you want to lock this open, all you have to do is bring it to the back, push this in, push the charging handle in, and it will hold the bolt completely open. Okay, so you do have that feature, which I think is kind of nice. And then in order to bring it forward, all you have to do is just pop it back out, pull it back, pop it back out, and it will it'll come home. So it's a really cool rifle, especially, like I said, for 150 bucks. Now, they do say that it has a free floated barrel. Now, here's the thing. I can feel that the barrel is free floated. However, it makes so much contact on the one side of the rifle that it's not, a true free float. A true free float doesn't touch anything once it passes the receiver or the barrel nut. So on this side of the rifle, and you probably cannot see that, here I cannot get my fingernail in there. On this side, I can. So this side right here is definitely away from the barrel, where this side right here is touching the barrel. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, as far as reliability goes for a 22 that costs around $150, what do I think about it? Well, the reliability for me has been fantastic with everything that I put through it. Today I took it out and I actually tested it out with some old, I think it was probably, I think it's maybe eight years old, and it's been around some moisture and things like that. It was Remington Golden Bullets. Actually, I believe these were the ones that were recalled, and I never turned them in for the recall, and they were horrible, and I had every single problem you could imagine with that ammo, the Remington Golden Bullets. And I even tried, manipulating it by putting different types of ammo in one magazine. I had a Golden Bullet, Auto Match, CCI, and then ran that, and every time it got to one of the Golden Bullets, it would not fire or have some type of other malfunction. So that was the only issue that I've had. Other than that, the thing shoots damn straight. It shoots really good. It doesn't have any issues as far as feeding goes. It comes with one magazine. You can see here it's just a standard metal 10-round magazine. It has a red follower. Nothing really fancy about that, just kind of like stamped metal, right? But they're fairly affordable. I got two extra magazines on eBay, brand new in the package, for $30. So two extra magazines for $30. I have a total of 3 magazines that I can load up with 22 ammo. It's super cheap to shoot. On top of it, I put a Nikon P223. Now the Nikon P223 is set up for bullet drop compensation for a 223 rifle. So it's not going to match up for the bullet drop compensating, at least, for a 22 long rifle. But for me, it doesn't really matter. I don't typically shoot my 22 out past maybe 100, 150 yards. Typically, I stay within 100 yards, just kind of plinking at bottles and having a good time like that. So for 150 bucks and the cost of inexpensive ammunition, this gets you out there. It gets you out there and you can have a great time. You can buy this for your kid for his birthday or her birthday or Christmas or something like that, and you're not out a ton of money. And this thing is a blast. I can't say enough about it. You know, I really wasn't sure what to expect. I went online, I watched a bunch of reviews of the 702. I watched some reviews on the 715 Tactical, but you didn't really see too many of the Talo edition. You know, there was, I think, maybe one video that I saw out there on it. So I wasn't sure exactly what to expect, even though I know that this is, you know, the receiver's been around for a while, the action has been around for a while, and it's worked pretty good for people. So, you know, I tried it out, had a great time with it, and I honestly think it's a fantastic rifle. I would highly recommend this to anybody that has a little bit of money that they want to just invest in something different. Now, there's a couple more aspects about this rifle that I want to talk about real quick before we end the video. Very simple things, but still things that I thought were interesting and things that I liked. One, it has a standard cross-bolt safety. Now, I know there's some guys out there that like a safety on the tang right here. Maybe it's easy to manipulate with your thumb. I just feel that the cross-bolt is familiar to me. Again, it's standard red, you're dead, black, you're safe. That's how it works. And then here we have kind of a little bit of a cutout in the stock so that you can manipulate it without it actually getting bumped accidentally. So it's a nice feature, kind of locks in when you put it in safe and ready to fire positions. Also, another thing that I really like is the magazine release. So it's very easy to load and it's very easy to unload this rifle. You can see that we have our magazine release here. It is located directly behind the magazine well. So all we need to do is we just take our magazine, slide that up in there, locks in there nice and tight, and then you take your thumb, put your thumb on the magazine release, and depress while you pull out. The magazine comes right out. So again, put it in there, locks in there nice and tight, put your thumb behind it, and you pull your magazine out. It's easy to load, easy to unload. However, it's not a drop-free magazine. It's an extremely light magazine altogether, but there's a little bit of tension when you pull it out. So with that tension, it's not going to allow the magazine to just drop free. And then the other thing is the trigger. Surprisingly, the trigger's pretty good, especially for a rifle that costs about $150. I have triggers in my AR-15 that cost twice that much. So this is actually a surprisingly nice trigger, especially for, again, a 22 of this caliber. I have Colt 22s, Ruger 1022s, and this trigger actually, not as good, but it's close enough for that particular price range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point the rifle in a safe direction. I've actually checked this rifle to make sure that it's safe about a dozen times before this video, but we'll do it one more time just to make sure that it's safe. I'm going to point this in a safe direction. I actually have a cinder block wall over there, so it's definitely not going through anything. But I want to show you guys this trigger pull because it's nice, it's short, it's crisp, and then you'll hear the reset as well. Okay, so very short trigger pull. The reset. Okay, so it's a nice trigger. It's very crisp, has a nice audible and tactile reset to it, and the rifle shoots true. I mean, and that's the biggest thing to it. When you get this thing out of the box, you don't have to do anything to it. Just put some ammunition on it, put an optic on it, and go out to the range and have a blast. And to be honest with you, if you accidentally run it over with a tank or run it over with your truck or it gets bent in half by an elephant, it doesn't really matter because you're only out 150 bucks. I mean, if 150 bucks is a lot of money to you, you know, just disregard that because $150 is a lot of money to a lot of people, and I do completely understand that. But in the world of guns where a simple rifle can cost you $500 plus, $150 is a minor investment. So definitely something worth checking out. A great little survival rifle, absolutely. A great little SHTF rifle, and definitely a great little varmint rifle. So it's a lot of fun. The 715T Talo edition. Definitely worth checking out. I'll put links in the description boxes. Thank you all very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and have a great day.